In chick an undead in jeopardy of being buried. Let's see. He was dead, and then he thinks he's alive. Yeah, yeah, and it says he's alive. But when they check him, and they says, okay, so would you like to see? they prob they'd probably be trying to confuse him as much as fuzzy socks on your hands after a smock that's worn backwards and things like that. So it's generally not good. So there was a time there that it said in the 1980s that it's similar to Adawan Tantibem. He had life on its own away from the bosom of the proverbial teat for about 3 years on its own, and then it passed away. And so they said it was resurrected, from its grave. They took the buried and they put the soul back into it. The body was still good after 3 years in casket, say. So it lived for about 30 years. The Adawan Tanabem did. But in local, and what happened here in Death Lurks is that it was a very, very similar situation to Adawan Tantabem. And then years later, what happened is people came along and they were Catholic, and they said, this one has to be buried because it says so in the Bible. Because we doesn't like the zombies, and the zombies is not like the Jesus and all other things, and 3 years is not 3 days, and all sorts of other. And so they put a grave with her name marked on it, and then tried to force her into a casket by convincing her by attempting to convince her to lay down in a casket with the dug grave with the gravestone they bought for her with her name on it. And so what happened is there was a small battle of religious, like says the Native American Church versus the Catholicism of the Holy Romans of the modern days in Vatican City Police. So it was interesting. It was interesting. I may or may have not taken a part in that, and it was just an interesting. And this is an interesting story. So, check to do 2 2 2 1.